welcome everybody. It's lovely to see such a full class, and it feels quite momentous actually, because for reasons, because I've got my family visiting, and so all the rooms in the house are full. I'm teaching up in the Roundhouse, which is this beautiful big round building that I'm now teaching in and co-own. So one day, hopefully, you might practice in this space with me, which would be lovely. So it's nice, feels like a celebratory class for that. And what I was intending to do was a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, losing track of time, I started a lovely class, and then my internet just broke and inexplicably, and I kind of left you in the lurch. So I thought I'd continue that, just do the class I was going to do that night, which was all about forward folding. So this is going to be a hamstring class, but also just looking at it more from the energetic point of view of forward folding can be very calming versus back bending. When we do a back bend, it's just naturally very stimulating. It stimulates the nervous system, it can lift your energy quite a lot. So forward folding kind of does the opposite. It's more calming. So we'll look at it in those two ways, the physical and the energetic. Okay, so let's just start lying on our backs and have a strap handy. If you don't have a yoga strap, anything else, a dressing down belt or a tie. And we'll just start in Shavasana. So we're having this energy of the class of being kind of calming. So we're going to just start lying down on our backs, the feet flopping out to the side, the arms away from the side, and the palms up. And just give yourself a moment to get heavy, start to release the body into the floor. And just observe kind of where you're at this evening, what kind of a day you've had, and what's your energy like? Are you feeling like you've had a really sedentary, sluggish day and you actually need dynamic practice? Because remember, this theme is like an invitation, and you can practice in your own way. I'll give options. So if you want a stronger class, I'll give you those options. Or if you've had quite a busy day, or you're a bit stressed or frazzled or spun out or whatever, and actually it feels really good to have a theme of calming, grounding. Just notice where you're at. Just kind of give your body to the floor. Give your body to the floor support. Just let the mind settle, let yourself be fully present. Or just thought watch for a moment, just notice where your mind is at, what's your mind doing, what's it thinking about. Just kind of watching, labeling the thoughts. And just become aware of your breath. How are you breathing? Are you breathing through the mouth? Are you breathing through the nose? Is it regular? Does it feel like a struggle? Is it nice and easy? And then, without losing any of that bone heaviness, that relaxation in the body, just start to deepen the breath. Just use the basic muscles we need to just inhale fully. Holding the breath for a second or two at full inhalation. Wiping the slate clean breath. Just a couple more. Deep inhale, full breath. Hold. And exhale fully. One more in your own time. Okay. And then just from here, we're just going to stretch. I'm just going to invite my other niece in. You're very welcome, Isla. Just get yourself a mat. Okay. So take a big full body stretch. Stretch the arms overhead to reach into the toes and the heels. And then on an exhale, just draw the right knee in. Have your strap handy, because we are working on the physical of the hamstring today. So we're going to start with some hamstring openers. Just circling that right ankle. And circling the other way. And then let's take the strap, stretch that right leg up to the ceiling. So we're looking at kind of forward folds and kind of flexion. So we're flexing the leg towards the torso. So this is kind of a forward fold on our backs with one leg, if you can imagine it like that. So strap is around the widest part of the foot. We're holding both ends of the strap. We're relaxing the back into the floor. If you need to bend the left leg, do. Otherwise, extending out through the left foot, extending out through the right foot, opening the sole of the foot, just beginning to open back of that right leg, back of the thigh, and the hamstrings being these kind of stringy muscles that run up the back of the thigh, connecting to the back of the knee and the back of the pelvis. That's what we're kind of focusing on, and the lower leg. So keep that foot flexed, stretching into the lower half, back of the ankle. Breathing deep. I'll spend about 3 more breaths here, 3 or so, just a few more slow, deep breaths. And then slowly just release that strap. Just let the right leg go straight down. We're just working with more of a forward flexion today. Notice the difference between the right leg and the left leg. Just take a full body stretch between the sides, reach through the fingertips, reach through the toes, reach through the heels. And then on an exhale, bend the left knee, take the hands forward, give yourself that hug, drawing the left knee to the left side of the chest and circle the left hand forward. And change direction. And then when you're ready, take your strap, take it around the widest part of the left foot, extend that leg up, bend the right knee if you need. Keep the foot flat, so we're working with the whole of the back of the leg. Pushing out through the heel, toes to the shin. Finding the sweet spot, bending the knee if you need. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face. And just taking some nice slow deep breaths. And then just take a couple more here. Nice full deep inhales and exhales. And then instead of releasing the left leg down, we're going to let the right foot join it. So kind of keep the strap around the left foot. And this time, pick up the right foot as well. Take the strap around the widest part of both feet. So you might need to just fiddle around there. Keep both feet flexed and feel like you're pressing the strap away. So you're holding the ends of each strap on each hand. Press the strap away with the ball of the foot as you gently pull the feet towards the face. So now we're in a forward fold on our back. We're in a kind of two-legged forward fold, as if we were, we do this all the time sitting up. So the reason it's good to do this forward fold on our back is that because we're lying on our back, the back is actually straight. So as soon as we do this when we're seated, the back tends to round. Upper back rounds, even when we try it with the flat back. So here we get to see actually what this looks like. So probably you're not going to be as folded as deeply as you would be normally when you're seated. Take a few more breaths, of course, bending the knees if you need. Beautiful. And then releasing the strap, just hug both knees into the chest for a moment. Just drawing those knees in, either staying just stillness, if you want to rock side to side or take little circles, then do so. But just take a moment here, breathing into the lower back. Nice, slow, deep breaths. And releasing the back into the floor. When you're ready, we're going to come onto just roll to the side and push yourself up to your hands and knees. Take your time. Rise with the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath it. I'll just do a little bit of spinal movement before we get back into the legs. Just inhaling into the cow, so lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, shoulders back, up. Exhale, elbows under, press through the hands into the chest, stretching open. 2 or 3 or 4, just with your own breath, just up and down, moving with the breath. Exhaling into the inhaling into the cloud. And then when you come to the end of your next exhale, just come back to a neutral spine. And we'll come back into the legs. So just stretch the right leg back, but keep yourself on the ball of the foot and just push the heel towards the back of the room. Maybe if you don't feel anything, take the hands further forward. So we're stretching more now in the lower leg, back of the lower leg. And it might feel quite intense for some of you. It might not feel like much for others, but just breathe here for a few more breaths. Great. And then sliding that right knee in. Swap sides, take the left foot out on the ball of the foot, push the heel towards the back of the room. Again, you can take the hands forward or have them underneath the shoulders. Stretch the back of that leg, the lower leg. So it's like we're kind of doing a bit like what we do down the dog, but just one leg at a time, a bit more focus. And then sliding that knee in, coming into downward dog. So just bring the hands slightly in front of the shoulders and tuck the toes and lift the hip. And push the hips up and back, and just notice again, we're kind of in a little bit of body flexion here, a bit of a forward fold, but an inverted forward fold. So pressing through the hands, gluing the fingertips and the thumb tip down, spreading and opening the toes, and then descending the heels towards the floor. It doesn't matter if they touch the floor or not, but just that sense of opening the back of the legs. And we're just going to just do something to help us open the back of the legs. We're going to come high onto the toes, so lift the heels really high. Bend the knees really deep, send your kind of lower ribs towards your thighs, so keep the hips really lifted, and then stretch the heels down towards the floor from there, without lowering the hips. So hips are shooting up, heels are lowering down. And you might just feel that slightly intensified stretch on the lower part. Just take a couple more breaths here. And we'll come straight towards another forward fold. So at the end of your next exhale, look forward, walk or step the feet underneath the hips, parallel, hip distance apart, and just take that forward fold over the legs. You can hold the opposite elbow, you can dangle the arms. And throughout this class, because we're working with the hamstrings, I might not say it in every posture, but just know that you just bend the knees as much as you need to take care of your hamstring. Drop the head, relax the back of the neck, breathe deep. Just notice how you feel compared to a forward fold, a back bend. Maybe you feel the calming effects of this posture. If it's super intense, you might not feel like this way. So for more breath. Okay, bring the hands to the hips, take a bend into the knees, press yourself up to stand. And I'll just change my screen. We're going to come forward again with just a couple more variations. All the different ways you can forward. So this time, a little bit unusual, we're going to cross the right foot in front of the left foot. So your little toe edges are touching, but your toes aren't going to be in line. Your right toes are going to be in front of your left toes. Okay, and then just bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. So you might feel a bit wobbly. If you need to use blocks, if the hands don't reach the floor, if you've got blocks, put them under the hands and drop the head. Bend the knees if you need. Might be a little bit awkward here. And just release the head to the floor. The neck is long. So we're kind of working more with the outer hamstrings now. If this doesn't feel good for any reason, then just come into a normal forward fold. Couple more breaths. And then to come out, use your core. So draw the belly up to the spine, bring the hands to the hips. You have to come up with a flat back. Well done. And then we have to go to the other side. So uncross the legs, cross the left foot in front of the right. So this time your left toes are going to be in front of your right, but the little toe edges are touching, more or less. Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, take that forward fold. So we have to kind of be solid and grounded in the feet here because it's a little bit of a balance. It's a bit wobbly potentially. Drop the head, hands on the floor, or maybe on the shin, the front shin, or maybe on blocks. And relax the back of the neck. Keep the feet fully grounded, so including the big toe edges. Try not to lift the big toe edges off the floor. Couple more breaths. And then again, to come up, just find your core. So draw the lower belly up to the spine, bring the hands to the hips, and press through the legs, come up with a flat back and come across the legs. Well done. So with all this going forward and back up, we might start to feel a bit lightheaded. So just give yourself a moment. So we're going to go forward one more time. So bring the feet to hip distance apart and bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, take that forward fold. And this time we're coming to Padangusthasana. So hook the first two fingers and the thumb around the big toe. So big thumbs pressing into the tip of the big toe. First two fingers under the calf. And then elbows go wide, drop the head, bend the knees if you need. And you can bring the weight forward a little bit in this one to kind of really press the fingers with the toes. You might need to bend the knees quite deeply to find the fingers to toe connection. Couple more breaths. So we're gradually lengthening the hamstrings. And then inhale, look up, straightening the arms. Exhale, final variation, Padahastasana. So one at a time, slide the palm underneath the sole of the foot. So potentially the big toes touching the inner wrist, or maybe just the big toes touching the fingertips. Okay, so just do what you can, bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale, look up, lengthen with the arms straight, and then exhale, drop the head. You're quite open, let the elbows go wide. If the legs are more or less straight, firm the thighs, or otherwise bend the knees. And drop the head, back of the neck long. With all these forward folds, it can help to just stay connected to your lower belly, your core. And again, you can bring the weight forward a little bit, but don't fall over. Okay, and then inhale, look up, lengthen the spine one at a time, release the hands, bring the hands to the hips, take a bend into the knees, press through the legs, and bring yourself up. Okay, and then let's come to the front of the mat. So we'll start to flow, and we'll do some half salutations first, which just really focus on the forward fold, and then we'll go into the full fold. Just before we begin, just roll the shoulders back and down, reach for your fingertips, lift the chest, drop the elbow, strong, connect your breath here. Through the class, just do little mini check-ins of how you're feeling, how your energy affects yourself. So hopefully we're looking for this sense of gradual calming through the class. On an inhale, raise the hands, palms touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold, drop the head. Inhale, look up and lengthen. So just half salutation. So exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, press through the feet, raise the hands above the head, palms up. Exhale, hands to the side. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Simply. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, drop the head. Press through the feet, inhale, raise the hands, palms touch, look up. Exhale, one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, drop the head. Inhale, raise the hands, palms touch, look up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to the side. Okay, just take a break. We're going to do 3 more rounds of full salutation. So when you're ready, inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back to the plank or tabletop with the knees down. Inhale. Exhale, push the floor away. Use the knees on the floor if you prefer. Inhale, come to a back bend. Look up. Exhale, downward dog. So our downward dog is a form of body flexion, forward fold, inversion. So really just make the most of this posture. Open the back of the legs. You could maybe, if you enjoy that, lifting the heels, chest to the thighs, lift the hips, drop the heels. If that helps, just do that on each downward dog. Relax the jaw, breathe deep. Couple more breaths. And then at the end of your next exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, drop the head. Press through the feet. Inhale, raise the hands, palms touch the floor. Exhale, hands to the floor. And two more, straight in. Inhale up, palms touch the floor. Exhale, forward fold, drop the head. Inhale, look up, lengthen spine. Exhale, plank, or bring the knees down, tabletop, but shoulders are over the wrist. Inhale, exhale, lower down, knees on or off the floor. Inhale, find your back bend, cobra or upward dog, and exhale, back to downward dog. Once again, for our hamstring open, forward fold. Breathing deep. Couple more breaths, so really making the most out of this downward dog shape. And then when you're ready, at the end of an exhale, look forward, walk, step, jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, we look up, lengthen the spine, great hamstring stretch. Exhale, drop the head. Press through the feet. Inhale, raise the hands, palms touch the butt. Exhale, lengthen the sides. And we'll just go for one more. So inhale, take it up, palms touch the butt. Exhale, forward fold, drop the head. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump back to the plank, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, elbows in. Inhale, back bend, shoulders back, chest forward, look up. Exhale, back to our forward fold motif, downward dog. So again, maybe coming high on the heels, bending the knees deep, chest towards the thighs, stretch the heels down. So feel like someone's pulling your hips up in the opposite direction of your heels as you stretch the heels down towards the floor. And that's the back of the neck. Full breath. Feel like you're breathing into the back of your legs here. The places in the back of the legs where you're really feeling it. Hamstring, maybe calf. Send your awareness there as you breathe fully. And then at the end of the next exhale, look forward. Last time, walk, step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands, arms touch the butt. Exhale, hands to the side. Just take a moment here. Just breathe that through. We're going to choose standing postures with this kind of body flexion, this torso moving towards the thighs. So from here, we're just going to stretch the left, step the left foot back and have the hips facing forward. So you can either do this, we're going to come into the pyramid pose. You can either do this with the hands just on the floor. But if you feel that you want a shoulder opener, you could take that reverse prayer or holding the opposite elbow. Okay, so up to you. If you're not doing the hand or elbow hold, then just got hands on the hips. We're going to inhale, look up, exhale, forward fold over our front shin. Hips are facing forward. We try to keep the legs as straight as we can. So we're folding again. Now it's a one leg forward fold again. You'll feel it as a hamstring stretch on that front shin. Front thigh. Dropping the head, slow deep breath. One more breath. We're going to transition into the standing split. So if you've got your hands in reverse prayer, release that bind. If you need to use blocks, take blocks or block. If you've just got one, put it in front of your right foot. If you've got two, in front of the right foot either side. We're going to all fingertips to the floor, quite far forward. So as we take the left leg off the floor, we want the hands to be underneath the shoulders. So you might need to walk them forward a little bit. And then we're going to raise the left leg. And to begin with, don't worry about hip alignment. Just take the left leg up as high as it will go and drop the head. So again, we're in this forward fold. If you feel quite comfortable and open here and stable, you can walk the hands back either side of the right foot and drop the head towards the shin. This is optional. Just for a couple of breaths or so. And then if you've gone back, take the hands forward again. Lower the left leg so the hips are now square. The left toes are towards the floor. We're just going to pause here for a couple of breaths. If you really want, you could load up the front cry, take the hands off the floor, and come to warrior three just for a couple of breaths, or keep the hands on the floor. This closed hip version of standing fit. And then we're going to inhale, bring the left foot to join the right, and bring yourself up to stand. Challenging sequence, you're going to feel that in your right leg. And we start the way we start on the other side of the same way. Just step the right foot back. It's not a big step. The heels are in line. The right toes are in front of the heel. The left toes are pointing forward. Hips face forward. Inhale. So you choose your hand position again. Do the same you did on the other side. Now inhale, the chest look up, and then exhale, forward fold over that front shin. Finding that flexion again, that forward fold. So this is obviously a bit less calming, this bit, because it's the most challenging probably thing that we'll do today. We're just building that fire to help with the hamstring opening. So just take a few more slow deep breaths here. And then as we build it up, remember anything's an invitation. If it's too much, skip it. But otherwise, if you're in the reverse prayer or holding your elbows, release, bend that front knee. Take the hands forward onto blocks or the floor, or one block, and lift that right foot as high as it goes. So the hips can be quite open here, slightly turning out to the right. Stay here, or again, if you're quite balanced here, walk the hands back, drop the head towards the shin. Standing splits, forward fold on one leg. So it's quite an intense posture, so it's probably not going to be for everybody. If you walk the hands back, walk the hands forward again. Lower the right leg, so you want your right buttock level with your left buttock with the right toe pointing towards the floor. Really connect your core, stay here. But if you're wanting that final challenge today, you are wanting to be more dynamic, lift the arms and come into our warrior three position, just for 2 or 3 breaths. And then we're going to come to bring the right foot next to the left, so in your own way, come back to standing at the front of the mat. Well done. And just take a moment here. Just let that, I'm feeling the fire in my thighs for sure. So let's just one last time. We've really explored standing forward fold. Let's just one more time for the weight forward. So keep the feet together this time and just kind of allow the spine to just curl down. We'll just go in and out of it a little bit different. And just let the arms dangle or hold the back of the ankles. Drop the head, feet together. Stretching the hamstrings one more time standing. And then to come out of it, usually we come up with a flat back, but really be strong in the legs, connect your core, and then we're just going to come up vertebra by vertebra. So let the arms dangle as slowly as possible. Feel like you're stacking the vertebra one by one from the base of the spine to the mid-spine, keeping the head dangling low, the shoulders dropping forward to the upper spine until the last thing to come up. It's going to be the neck and then finally the head. It's like we uncoil ourselves really slow. And then don't forget when you stand all the way up, just to draw the shoulders back and down. So just finish by opening the chest. Here. Okay, so let's come down to the floor. We've done a lot of standing forward folds. Let's be seated. So if you want to do one more flow with me, we'll do that. But otherwise, join us on the floor, just seated with the legs out. Otherwise, standing at the front of the mat, we inhale, stretch the hands up. We exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, just one last downward dog. Really opening the back of the heels, the back of the calves, hamstrings. And then we're going to look forward, walk, step the feet forward. Come to sit down behind your wrists. I'm just going to change my screen again. So we're seated with the legs out in front of us. I'm sure you're all feeling your legs, hopefully. So we've built some fire. Now we can kind of go into quite an extended seated forward fold practice. Okay, so there's Paschimottanasana. The forward fold has 3 stages, A, B, and C. So we'll explore all of them today. So just starting in Dandasana with the hands by the hips, drawing the shoulders back and down, lifting the chest, opening the soles of the feet. So we start with a good foundation, good leg position. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, stretch the hands up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bring Paschimottanasana A. You take the first two fingers and the thumb, if possible, around the big toe again. If that's not possible, just bring the hands onto the thighs or the shins or whatever is available. And remember, I don't need to say it hopefully, but you can bend the knees if you need. So holding on, you can use your right thumb to press the big toe pad away. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, drop the head. So knees can be bent. Slow, deep breaths. And we're just letting the head drop. We're kind of rounding the upper back. Take a couple more breaths in Paschimottanasana A. With the classic full seated flexion posture, forward fold. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the arms and look up. We're going to come into B. So if available, we take hold of the little toe edges of the feet, even if that means bending the knees. Or again, we just got the hands on the thighs or the shins and we just go maybe a little bit further, even a millimetre, or just stay where we are. Inhale, look up, lengthen, exhale, forward fold. And because we're exploring this energetic quality of the forward fold as being very calming, we're just going to work with dropping the head, rounding the back, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. So we're just kind of looking in towards ourselves. It's like when we do a back bend, we really expose our chest and our heart to the world. It's very exposing. The forward folds are much more protected feeling, closing in on ourselves. Just let your breath be very calm and steady and full. Just feel yourself softening into the posture more and more as we take longer with these forward folds this evening. Okay, so from here we're going to inhale, look up, lengthen, and then if available, if anyone can go further, you can bring your toes to the inner wrists and extend your palms down the soles of your feet, or even reach beyond the feet for the fingers or the wrist. Okay, so this is Paschimottanasana, or again, we just stop at whatever position we got to, toes, side of the feet, or hands on the shin or thigh. Okay, so we just develop each one to the deepest expression of the posture that's available for us this evening. And then we drop the head wherever we're at, knowing it's exactly where we need to be. Relax the jaw and the shoulders, rounding the back, softening. It's all about softening. So if you can't breathe fully and if you can't relax, then you're pushing too much. Bend the knees, come back a little bit. Make sure there's a feeling of spaciousness, even with intensity. Intensity is normal. You should be able to breathe fully and relax. Soften. Okay, and then at the end of your exhale, slowly come up. Should be feeling like we're getting longer in the legs here. Just take a moment. And we really are to stay with this focus. We will mix it up right at the end for balance, but otherwise we're just going to do a really extended forward fold today. So keep the left leg extended and bring the sole of the right foot to the inner thigh, with the right knee out to the side. And you can always put a bolster or a block under that left knee if you need. And we're going to inhale, stretch up, exhale, forward fold again. Dropping the head. So just take your hands to wherever they get to, the thigh, the shin, maybe the foot, maybe beyond the foot. Just let it be kind of where you naturally arrive, and then drop the head between the upper arms, relax the shoulders, take some slow deep breaths. And slowly we're going to come up. and swap sides. So just take your right foot out, bring the sole of your left foot to the inner right thigh, knee out to the side. Facing that front foot, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot stays active, right leg stays active. Keep both feet flexed, actually. Keep the left foot flexed as well. And again, we're using this more soft approach. So just drop the head, round the back, draw the chin in towards the chest. And take slow, deep breaths. Make sure the jaw is relaxed. Often we don't realize that we're gritting the teeth. And we're creating tension in the face and the neck and the body. So relax the jaw, even if you have to open it wide. And then let the mouth settle with a gap between the teeth. And at the end of the exhale, slowly coming up. We're going to do the Marichyasana A. Don't do it very often. So we have the left leg extended. I'll do it where you can see me. And we bring the heel into the buttock. But we've got a gap. We've got a gap, the handspan gap between the right foot and the left inner thigh. So we've got a bit more of a wide base. And then we're just taking the left hand back. I'm just holding the front of my shin in the right arm, taking the left hand back as my prop. Really root down through this right foot as we stretch up through the right side, really long. And then we come forward. So your right arm's inside to the inside of the right knee, and we come forward. So again, it's that forward fold feeling, and reach as far as you can. Some of you, as you take your right hand out to the right, your elbow will be free, so you can bend the elbow and take the hand up behind you. Some of you, the elbow is going to be inside, so you just mechanically can't do that. So you just have the right hand on the floor. If you've bent the elbow, you can try the bind. You can pick up the left hand, take it around the back, and maybe like I'm showing here, you've got the hand, or you can hold a strap and hold both ends of the strap. If that's not working for you, just the hands are just either side on the floor, but then we inhale, lengthen, and we exhale, forward fold. So we're either bound or unbound, but it's another forward fold, but now there's a lot of interesting hip opening going on as well in the right leg. And if you've got the bind, it's also a big shoulder open. Okay, so don't force it. If you're unsure about the bind, just have the fingertips on the floor, folding forward with your right upper arm, kind of pushing the right shin back. So your right hand's to the inside. And dropping the head, remembering our soft approach. Even when we come into these more unusual postures that we don't do very often, we keep the approach very soft and light and calm. Rounding down through the right big toe, keeping the left leg active, toes to the shin. A couple more breaths. And then at the end of your next exhale, to come out, we inhale, look up and lengthen. And then we exhale, just unravel ourselves. Well done. Just if you need to massage anything or do anything between sides, then do. Well done. So same on the other side. So we draw the left heel as close to the buttock as possible. Again, don't forget you want that kind of wider base. So handspan gap between the foot and the thigh. The little toe edge of the left foot's kind of level with the left buttock. Right hand is out to the right. We lean up, we stretch up through the left side, and then we lean forward. So we get as low as we can, and we've got the left arm inside the left knee. And we take the left arm out to the side, out to the left, and we see, is the elbow free? Can we mechanically bend that arm? And we do, we take it behind us. If not, fingertips to the floor. Take the bind or move towards the bind with the strap, or fingertips on the floor and exhale, fold forward. Keep right toes up to the ceiling. Keep grounding down through the left toes. Breathe deep. One more breath. And then inhale, well done. Okay, so we've got two more variations, and if you're unsure about any of these, just repeat Janu Sirsasana or just keep doing this two-leg forward fold so that you keep getting the forward fold practice, because because we're doing a full range of forward folds, some of them are going to be a bit, not that we're not used to, or they're a bit too much for us. So next variation, we've got our left leg forward. We're going to roll to the left and we're going to fold the right leg and have the right knee close to the left knee, and I'm on the top of the right foot with the sole of the foot pointing up. So I know this isn't going to work for everybody. So any doubts, come back to that Janu Shirshasana again. Okay, so it's a triangle mukha pada. You could also elevate the hips. You could sit on a block here. And so that works for the forward folding. If when we go forward, your right knee gives you pain or lifts up or comes out to the side really far, then just come to Janu Shirshasana. Okay, take care of your knee. It's really important. So either Janu Shirshasana or this position, we're going to inhale, stretch up, and again, we're just coming forward today for now. And take the hands forward to the thigh, the shin, or the foot, drop the head again, that kind of soft forward fold. With this position, the tendency is to lean out and flop out to the left. So what you can do is take your left hand out to the left as like a stabilizer and press through the left fingertips to kind of bring you back to the center line, if that helps. So remember, any of the other positions we've done are fine. Instead of this, the point is that we just keep flexing and forward folding, but don't compromise your knee. Don't do what's not appropriate for your body. Just taking a few more slow deep breaths here. And then at the end of the exhale, pressing through the hands, bringing yourself back up. And again, we're just simply going to swap sides. Oh, actually, we'll do one more thing here. So if you're in Janu Shirshasana or Triangle Mukha, either works. We're just going to, you can use your hands as support behind you. You're going to slide the left heel in towards you. And you're going to take the hands forward, either side of the left foot, lift out of the lower back. Maybe you stay here, but if available, if we want to get that flexion feeling again, then we start to extend that left leg and we're coming in towards the heron posture. If you're very open, you could take hold of the left wrist with the right hand behind the foot and pull the foot towards the face. But, you know, holding the feet, maybe the knee needs to be bent. So just come into whatever's appropriate for you here, rolling the shoulders back, looking up slightly. Or we could just be heel on the floor, knee bent. And then see if you can come out with core control. See if you can let go of your foot and just use your hip flexor muscle to slowly lower the foot back down. Return to upright with the back, and then we'll swap sides. Okay, so lean to the left, slowly release the right knee. If you've been in the folded knee position, maybe give it a rub. And then same on the other side. So remember, this is a challenging or advanced posture. So any doubts, Janu Shirshasana, all legs together, please don't force it. So rolling to the right, if available, we fold at the knee and we take the heel to the outside of the buttock, so we're not sitting on the heel, the sole of the foot's pointing up, and the knees are more or less next to each other, otherwise left sole of the foot to in right now. And then we come forward. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Just take the hands to the thigh, the shin, the foot, whatever is available. Keep the right toes up to the ceiling again. Maybe my right hand can go out to the right, like a stabilizer to push and bring you back to the center. If you feel like you're kind of rolling over towards the right and left buttocks coming off the floor. Taking some slow, deep breaths in. Softening. Soften the jaw, the face, the shoulders, the back. And then slowly, and then our heron. So this, again, it works with both leg positions. You can just have your hands behind you or to the side to support you as you bring the right heel in. And if available, it might not be available for you, take hold of the little toe edge and the big toe edge of the foot with the hands and either stay with the knee bent, or if it feels okay, start to push the foot into the hand, draw the shoulders back, lift up through the spine and look up. Pranchasana. Beautiful. Maybe full crown chestnut, holding right wrist with left hand, drawing the foot towards space, lifting through the spine. Don't force it. Lift through the lower back. And then again, see if we can release the foot and with control, just lower that foot down towards the floor. And bring the hands down, lift up through the spine, back to neutral. Lean to the right, unfold that left leg, straighten both legs, massage the knees if you need. Well done. Okay, we've got one more of these, and again, it's a more advanced posture that we don't do very often. So you've got the same options, Janu Shirshasana or Paschimottanasana. Okay, but if available, if you can do half lotus, we're going to do one more forward fold with half lotus. So it's a bit like Janu Shirshasana, but if you are coming into half lotus, make sure you really seal that knee joint fully. Pick up the right foot and bring it as high up the left thigh as possible. It's like you swing it in with the knee completely closed and bring the foot to the hip crease. Okay, so I know this isn't going to be for all of you. And then if that right knee is really high, you're probably not going to want to drop forward. You probably want to come into Janu Shirshasana, which prepares us for half lotus. So please don't force. You could just stay in half lotus and stay upright if your knee's high and you want to work with half lotus, but seeing as our focus is forward fold, maybe come into Janu Shirshasana. And then again, we inhale, stretch up, and if the knee feels okay, we forward fold. Something else you can do actually, a different posture is, if for those who are in half lotus, you can take the right hand around the back, reach for the right foot, or maybe hook a strap around the right foot and hold the end of the strap, and then come forward holding your left foot with your left hand, or we've got both hands forward, or we're not even attempting it. Okay, so this is just here for those who half lotus is okay. Otherwise, Janu Shirshasana, Paschimottanasana for the last kind of seated forward fold variation. Left toes up towards the ceiling. Very about the creaky door. Niece's coming in and out of yoga class this evening. And then inhale, straighten the spine and look up, unwind yourself, ease yourself out of half lotus if you're in, massage the knee if you need, and then swap sides. So bring the left foot, sole of the foot to the inner right thigh, close the knee if you're coming into half lotus, and bring the foot high up onto the right thigh, toes up towards the ceiling. So left knee, my left knee is higher this side, so we'll be much more cautious holding forward. Possible binds, left hand to left foot, or again, hold the strap with the strap looped around the foot. Inhale, stretch up, whatever position you're in, exhale, forward fold. Right toes towards the ceiling. Really pay attention to that left knee if you're in half lotus or Janu Shirshasana. Soften the face, the shoulders, the back. More deep breath. And then inhale. And then release whatever posture you're in. Massage the left knee if you need. Just take a moment. Okay, so we're going to continue with the flexion, but moving into the hips a little bit now. So we're going to take Tirasana, the diamond. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. The knees bent. This should feel quite nice. I'll feel the hamstring opening to bend the knees. But there's a diamond shape as you look down. It's not that the heels are all the way in. So they're further forward. And we take the hands to the feet like we do in Janu Shirshasana. We inhale, extend, and again that forward flexion. If you're quite open, your elbows come in front of the shins and you drop your head down towards the feet. Otherwise, we just drop the head between your arms. We really round the back, so it's still that kind of more passive, energetic quality of the forward fold with the rounded back, dropping the head, releasing the jaw. Just breathe into the back body here. I don't know about you, but it feels like quite a relief in my legs for them to be bent in this forward fold. And getting a stretch more into the inner thigh and groin, maybe the outer hips and lower. Just taking some slow deep breath. Couple more slow deep breaths. And at the end of the exhale, just lifting the gaze, lifting the head, just walking the hands back in. And we are going to come into Baddha Konasana. So same, but we bring the heels all the way back towards the buttocks now. Maybe we take the hands behind us and bring the hips forward. And again, we take hold of the outer edges of the feet. And because of our theme, we're going to come forward if available. So if this is enough, just stay upright, just rolling those shoulders back, lifting the chest. But if we can, we keep the elbows in and we just start to take the chin and the chest forward. So again, that forward flexion, but now we're not working with the hamstrings, we're working with totally different muscles in the legs. But we're sticking with this theme of body flexion, front body flexion. Again, just have a soft quality today, a soft approach, keeping the face soft, the jaw relaxed. Even though some of the postures are quite intense, we can have a soft attitude. We're not striving and straining. Maybe closing the eyes. One more breath. You might have just gone forward just a millimeter and it will still be a forward fold. And then we inhale back to vertical, so feel that coming out of the flexion. And then Baddha Konasana C. We round the back, we draw the chin to the chest, we push the back behind us like a turtle shell, and we take the head just vertically down towards the feet. It's forward folding, but in a very different way. So super rounded, back of the body, super contracted, front of the body, and the head just comes straight down. So you might just be quite upright, but the chin is touching the chest and we're curling down, we're kind of shrinking the space between the hip bones and the rib cage, the chest. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears, take a couple more breaths. And then inhale, come back to that vertical, coming out of forward flexion. Just feel the spine in its neutral, upright position. And move it into Upavishta. So another forward fold, but again, working with different leg muscles. So take the legs nice and wide, with the toes pointed up. Again, you can stay upright if that's enough, but because of our theme, if possible, we're going to go forward. So we can just bring the hands in front and start to walk the hands forward. So kind of a very stretchy class this evening. Dropping the head again, rounding the back maybe. Softening, making sure you've not gone so far that you're guarding and you can't relax and you can't soften. And take some nice, slow, deep, full breaths. And then slowly walking the hands back in. Great. And just take the hands behind the knees and bring the legs together. Just give yourself a hug for a moment. Just enjoy the legs not being straight, compressing the back of the knees. Okay, we're going to attempt our flexion on balancing on our sacrum, which some of you might work out is the bow position. So we're going to come down onto our backs via the bow because it's like downward dog spun round. So it is that torso flexion. So just come onto the toes, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest, lean back, bring the feet off the floor. You can stay here. The torso is flexed, but if possible, bring the feet up in line with the knees or even straighten the legs and maybe extend the hands. We're just going to do one. I'm going to take really slow breaths for 5, 4, keep lifting out of the lower back, lifting the chest. 3, 2, And 1. Can you come to shallow boat, heels and shoulders off the floor for 2. And 1. Flop it down onto the floor. Just take a moment here just to flop. So we are going to counter this theme shortly for balance, but just one more time, we're going to flex. Okay, so it's a bit of core work again. So it's a bit like what we did at the start, but now we use our body, we use our core rather than the strap. So we're going to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling and just have your left hand on your left thigh. If you can, you're going to reach your first 2 fingers and thumb around your right big toe. So you might need to bend the knee quite a lot to do that. If that doesn't work for you, just hold what you can here. Hold the calf or even the back of the thigh. But if we can, we've got the big toe. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to use our core to curl our spine and lift our chin towards the knee, looking up towards the foot. We're going to hold for 5, 4. So you might have the shin or the thigh. 3, 2, and 1. Release. We will come out to the side this time. So inhale here. You've either got the toe or the calf or the thigh. We're going to exhale the leg out to the side. So you can use your right elbow on the floor, and you can just support that outer right leg in the hand, or maybe you've got the toe. But try to use your left hand to press the left thigh down and keep the left buttock connecting to the floor. Take some breaths. So for the first time this evening's class, we're coming out of this forward flexion, just into a lateral move. Okay, now inhale, draw that leg back to the center, and exhale just for 1 breath. Squeeze the chin up back to the nose, to the shin again. Inhale, lower the head. Exhale, use your hip flexor strength to lower the leg back down towards the floor. And just rearrange yourself so you're centrally aligned. Now just take a moment and repeat on the other side. If this is all too much, you could just, I should have said that, you could just do all this with the strap like we did at the start, but otherwise we're working more dynamically. So inhale, left leg lifts, lift the left arm. If it's available with the knee bent or not, take the first 2 fingers and thumb around the left big toe. Otherwise, staying with the knee bent or hold calf or thigh. Inhale with the head on the floor, right hands on right thigh. Exhale, curl your spine, lift your chin in your chest, bring the chin towards the knee and look up to that top foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Inhale, the head on the floor, and exhale, take the leg out to the side, holding the outside of the left leg, all fingers around the toe. Just take some slow, deep breaths. So that was like the final dynamic sting in the tail of the class. Actually, no, we've got that last sting in the tail where we have to do that 1 more time. And then we're just going to be more passive after this. Okay, so find your core control. Inhale that leg back up to the center. Exhale last time. Chin towards the knee, curl up and contract the front body. Inhale, head down. Exhale, release the left foot down towards the floor. And just again, rearrange your body so the spine is in the center. You should feel a nice sense of relaxation and heaviness after the kind of explosive energy that we use there. So just enjoy that for a moment. And then we're going to totally counter what we've been doing. We've been stretching and opening the backs of the legs, the back of the body, so we're going to stretch and open the front of the body. So just be aware, we have not prepped for this in any way, so it's not going to be your deepest back bend, you're going to back bend. So don't push it, don't force it, and don't be surprised if you're not as deep as usual. So don't try and push yourself to where you usually are, just be happy with where you are. So draw the heels into the buttocks, have the hands down, and slowly lift the hips. We're only going to do 1. And we're only going to do Sati Bandhasana. We can draw the shoulders underneath, we can interlace the hands, or we can just press the palms down. We're going to take 5 to 10 slow deep breaths here, just really enjoying this front body opener. We've closed the front body down a lot this evening. And just see if you can detect the different energetic quality of back bending compared to folding in towards ourselves. A very different feel, you can tune into that. The legs are strong, the chest and the heart are open, the belly is open, kind of exposed to the world. Compression of the spine stimulates the nervous system. Come down when you need. Maybe a couple more slow deep breaths if you can. And then slowly, if you haven't already, start to think about coming out, rolling down from the upper back, that coiling of the spine down onto the floor to the mid back, to the lower back, to the sacrum, and just move the shoulders back, move the feet forward, and just really allow the whole of the skin of the back to meet the floor. Maybe constructive rest pose here, so maybe taking the feet wide and the inwards touching, maybe palms up. Just take a moment. And notice how you feel. Like we've just done a load of calming, and then we do one back bend and you might feel a bit ungrounded, dizzy. So we're going to spend the rest of the class just coming back to that yellow quality, forward folding, calming energy. I just inserted that for balance, like I always like to do a balance practice, but just also use it as an inquiry, how different types of posture make you feel. So to counter, again, that flexion, so we lift the legs up towards the ceiling, we take the arms back, we take a full body stretch, opening the back of the legs, so knees can be bent as usual if needs be. And then we're going to bring the hands forward, and as before, some of you might like the feet, but probably not many of us. So holding the back of the calves or the back of the thighs, and we're just going to see if we can draw the heels slightly closer towards the face, bending the knees if we need, whilst keeping the back flat on the floor, the sacrum flat on the floor. But again, it's the forward fold spun round, where we know we've got a totally kind of flat back, open chest, in a way that's hard to do when we're seated. One more breath. I know the legs have to work hard here. And then bend the knees, hug the knees in, give yourself a hug, breathe into the lower back. And notice how this is still kind of torso flexion, but not a hamstring stretch. Moving towards the thighs, not the shins. Slow, deep breaths, maybe a rock side to side or circles. The knee stillness always feels good after a back bend to help bring that calming energy back in. And relax your shoulders and your face. And I would really like us to do an inversion. What I would love for us to do, so different options. Just bring the feet down. If you're not confident with inversions, it's still a flexion. You're just going to take a block under the sacrum, probably on its lowest setting for stability, and lift the legs up. Or go to the wall and take the legs up the wall and just have a really nice long legs up like this. It's still like that downward dog shape. But my invitation for those for whom it's comfortable, I'm just going to very quickly show you what I'd love you to do, because you won't be able to see once we're up. So it's going to be a shoulder stand sequence. So we can come in via the plow, which is this really strong flexion. Like the feet don't touch down, we hold the spine. If they do touch down, we can interlace the fingers. We're going to take a few breaths in the plow, and then we're going to come up to shoulder stand. We're going to take a few breaths here. And then my invitation is this single leg flexion. We're going to see if we can bring one leg down. Maybe it meets the floor, maybe it's hovering. The other leg's extending up. We'll take a few breaths there. Swap. Other leg comes down. Other leg's extending up. Maybe the foot touches down, maybe not. Up. Back to the plow. That last two leg flexion. And then rolling out. So that's my invitation. Don't do what I just did. Once you're up, don't look side to side, just always looking up, and then bend the knee, and then we'll come into the fish. Okay, so otherwise you're just going to have a really nice long legs up the wall or legs on the block. So come into your position. So when we're starting in the plow, those who are going to go for the sequence, or as much of the sequence as feels okay, you're going to come into the plow first. If the feet touch down, see if you can hold the edges of the mat or interlace your fingers, otherwise support the back. And if you're in the plow, press through the feet to lift the hips, firm the thighs. So you're trying to lift the hips away from the face and your legs are super active. Try and see what everyone's doing. And then if you're in the plow, you can take yourself up to the shoulder stand. Right, really extending those legs up, and then you're going to keep one leg just reaching up and try not to let it move as you lower one leg down behind your head. And if it doesn't touch the floor, just keep it hovering, but keep it active. If it touches the floor, like the plow, you press actively to keep the hips away. If you're just legs up the wall or legs in the middle of the room, stay for as long as feels okay and then come down in your own time. Otherwise, those who've taken one leg down, when you feel ready, swap sides. So take the leg back up, find shoulder stand again, take the other leg down. Great, Miriam, just kind of pause until we're catching up with you. And when you've done about the same amount of breaths on the other side, then you can come back up to the shoulder stand and back to the plow. Obviously come out if you need, but otherwise my final invitation is both knees, both legs over the head, supporting the back if the feet don't touch down, otherwise active legs. And then when you feel ready, just slowly roll out with control. So you might want to use your hands on the floor as brakes, holding the edges of the mat, rolling out. Well done. And just come down nice and slow. Beautiful. Really nice, everybody. And those who've taken an extended shoulder stand, we're going to do the fish. If you took your legs up, then you can just pause. Well, you're welcome to do the fish, but you don't need to. So you can have the legs extended, the hands to the outside of the hips, lift the chest, drop the head back, maybe walking the elbows out and putting the hands on the front of the thighs, otherwise just support with the elbows. So whatever it is, if you wish, you can walk the elbows out onto the crown of the head and bring the hands into the, or just support with that. Okay, bring the chin back in, walk the elbows out, everybody lie the spine down onto the floor, just take a moment, not in Shavasana, hands by the side, legs more or less together. And then from here, let me just do a time check. Yeah, we have time, we'll do a twist and a happy baby and then a nice long Shavasana to finish. Okay, so just bending both knees. Just tuck the knees into the chest for a moment again, stretching into the lower back. And then we're going to take the feet down. We're going to lift the hips, scooch them over to the left slightly and allow both knees to drop over to the right and extend the left arm out alongside the left shoulder. Look over the left shoulder. And relax behind the left shoulder blade. Slow, deep breath. So we're really coming towards the end of the class. So we're back to that calming energy. Just notice how you're feeling. We had some challenging moments in this evening's class, but the invitation was for the approach to be very soft. Just notice if you feel calm at the end of this class or not. Hopefully a sense of softening, calmness, even despite the challenges. And then when you're ready, just draw the navel in, bring the legs back to the center, plant the feet centrally aligned between sides. Maybe you just want to hug the knees in just because of our focus of this flexion, closing in on ourselves. And then when you're ready, take the feet down, scooch the hips over to the right, bring the knees over to the left, extend your right shoulder, look over your right shoulder and release, releasing breaths. Great. And then when you're ready, find that core connection, come back to the center, centralize your spine, your pelvis, your neck, your head. Maybe happy baby to finish, or knees to chest again, but some kind of final flexion, bringing the thighs towards the torso. Beautiful. Just take some slow, deep breaths here. And as soon as you feel ready, just bring yourself into Shavasana. We bring the body into neutral. Take a bolster under the knees if you wish. Hands away from the sides, palms up. Be warm with a blanket. Feeling heaviness and calm spread through your body, softening, heavying the body. Just beginning to deepen the breath. You want to stay in Shavasana longer, absolutely do. Otherwise, when you're ready, bringing small movements back to the body, fingers, toes, head. And when you feel ready, maybe some stretches, knees to chest or arms overhead, whatever feels good. Bring movement back, the energy back. Just in your own time. Make your way back up to seated, maybe via your side. Just close, seated, just for a final moment of calm. Or maybe palms together, or maybe hands in the lap. And just close the eyes and just See if we can carry any feeling, sense of deepened calm that we've cultivated in our practice this evening, even through the challenges of the practice. See if we can take this attitude out off the mat, no matter what life throws at us, the challenges, that we stay soft and centered and calm as best we can. And when you're ready, opening the eyes again if they're closed. Thank you all for practicing with me this evening in the roundhouse. And namaste. Good to see you again soon.